let's talk about this UFO sighting in Las Vegas where it's shown on the body cam of a police officer, the UFO coming down through the sky. When I viewed it, which is right there on my Facebook page, by the way, if you want to see this video, it's the body cam image from a police officer's video. And you can see it coming down through the sky. And it's a brilliant, like, it's not a shooting star, okay? It's not a star. It's not a comet. This is an abnormal light source. And it's bright blue is what it looks like to me. I'm telling you, it's like this color of blue. Like, it's really bright blue and it's huge. And it's coming down through the sky. And it's landing in or near these people's backyard in Las Vegas. Okay. So not only is this police officer asking people on the street, he's like quizzing them in their car. Have you guys seen like a UFO or some light source fall down from the sky? And people are like, no. Or yeah, I saw it over there. So they get a phone call from this family, come and help us. We've got this UFO landed in our yard, and there are these 8-foot tall beings hanging out, standing there, staring at them. Hi, I'm going live on my business page, Kristin Davies, here on Facebook, and we're going to be channeling some ET energies. We're also going to be talking to the Greys, and we're also going to be talking about what has happened in Las Vegas about a month ago, where a body cam off of a local police officer in Las Vegas caught a UFO coming down through the sky. And a family called in the police because they noticed that there were 8-foot tall non-humans hanging out in their backyard. So I'm going to be channeling a little bit about each of these. And the reason why is because without channeling, I don't think we're ever really going to get any significant information or truths on the matter, if we want to put it that way. So really, in my perspective, other than, as you can see on my business page, just lower down, I've posted a link of the short video where the police officer is investigating the scene. And you can see the light source coming through the sky, the UFO. He says, the only reason why I'm investigating this is because my partner, so his police officer partner, saw it. He saw the UFO, so that's why I'm investigating this, and I'm actually showing up. And then he cracks a joke with the family at the house and says, you know, next time you see something like this, don't call me, okay? I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, oh my God, that's all you need. A police officer making fun of a situation with a UFO in their backyard. So the UFO landed. They saw 8-foot tall ETs hanging out in their backyard, called the police. The police actually showed up. And then where did the UFO go? Where did it go? I don't know. A lot of people say, oh, are they real? Are they real? Yeah, they are real. It wasn't on the forefront of my mind either. This was not something I was interested in channeling or talking to with anyone ever. So like when we talk about different ETs or UFOs, that wasn't even remotely on my mind when I first started channeling. So when I started channeling, I was probably about 2 years in. I had a good 1,000, 2,000 readings under my belt before I started to notice that Spirit wanted each of our Starseed family members to step forward. And I thought, okay, that's interesting. And I'm like, who are these ET family members, right? That's when I dove into that, because that's what I was receiving when giving readings. And it was always very comfortable for me. It was always very respectful of my space. And I definitely didn't feel uncomfortable at all. If anything, they went out of their way to make me feel comfortable, which I really appreciated. So when I'm channeling for people, a lot of us, I would say most of us, have starseed family members, is what I call them. So these will be your loved ones that you had incarnations with in other vessels other than Earth. Okay, so this will be like you're a Pleiadian, and this soul, this energy played maybe your mother in Pleiadian lifetimes, and now this energy is here with you on Earth. And what is it doing with you on Earth? It's hanging out with you, watching over you, making sure that you're taken care of on Earth if you need any help. It's like extra backup on top of your spirit guides, your angels, your guardian angels, your loved ones that have crossed over. So it's really cool to know that we have this support and this help and this backup for us here on Earth. I think it's pretty awesome. Let's talk about this UFO sighting in Las Vegas, where it's shown on the body cam of a police officer, the UFO coming down through the sky. When I viewed it, which is right there on my Facebook page, by the way, if you want to see this video, it's the body cam image from a police officer's video. And you can see it coming down through the sky. And it's a brilliant, like, it's not a shooting star, okay? It's not a star. It's not a comet. This is an abnormal light source. And it's bright blue is what it looks like to me. I'm telling you, it's like this color of blue. Like, it's really bright blue, and it's huge. And it's coming down through the sky. And it's landing in or near these people's backyard in Las Vegas. Okay. So not only is this police officer asking people on the street, he's like quizzing them in their car. Have you guys seen like a UFO or some light source fall down from the sky? And people are like, no. Or yeah, I saw it over there. So they get a phone call from this family, come and help us. We've got this UFO landed in our yard, and there are these 8-foot tall beings hanging out, standing there, staring at them. And you can listen to the 911 call in the video as well. So the operator's like, okay, well, what do they look like? And so the police officer, he says to some passerbys, he says, I wouldn't be investigating this except my partner here, his police officer partner, had seen the UFO drop from the sky. Otherwise, I wouldn't even be investigating this. So off they go to this person's house who has called in the 911 call. And the whole family is out, and they look normal enough to me, okay? They don't look like there's any prank being pulled here. And you can see the light source fall from the body cam on this police officer, so you know that something's happening. And so when they arrive to the house, they investigate around, they look around, they can't find anything. So I'm like, where's the UFO? It was there 1 minute and now it's gone. Where are they gone? There's a lot of things that ETs can do that we can't do. Okay. So when you look at more of a limited or a 3D mindset, like, well, if it crashed, where was it? Okay. So there's a lot of things that they can do that we can't do. Like, they can move way faster than anything we have. They can go through portals. They can appear and then disappear. It's not that difficult to do for them. It's Their technology and what they can do is far more advanced than what we have. Uh, so the police officer says to the, I just love it. He's like, so when if you guys get a call again, like if you guys got to call us again about a UFO, just don't call me into it, okay? And he like cracks a joke about it. It's like, so you can tell like the police officer is not gung-ho to be there on their property in Las Vegas with this UFO in their backyard. When I asked, and I'm going to channel some answers on this because it's all we've got, is if we're going to find out any more information on this. Well, if we do, it would be a miracle. I mean, the fact that we have the body cam video on this, and it's in a video, and I posted it on my Facebook page, Kristin Davies, is a miracle unto itself, I think. But as far as like getting any answers, I just kind of turn to channeling and see what comes through. All you have to do is go and inspect. We can call this remote viewing. So when I'm sensing it, it's not Pleiadian. In fact, I'm not recognizing it. So I'm going to dive in and just see what more information I can pick up from this UFO landing in Las Vegas and what happened and why they ended up being there. And if they even anticipated to be on the news or being caught on a police officer's body cam. For all we know, they meant to do that. They wanted to do that. They wanted to have the population notice them. And I want to know, this is the other thing I want to know. I want to know if we're going to see more of this in the future. And then, of course, if you guys have any questions, ask away in a minute too, okay? So let me just hone in on this first. Non-human. Yeah, we know that. So where is this energy from? Where are these ETs from? Not Earth. They're talking about making a mistake. And they're using the word, and they're doing this. I think they want me to laugh again. They're doing a word, oops. Oops. Made a mistake. Okay, so we're looking at a UFO coming down, landing, and they've made a mistake of some sort. What were you doing around Earth? Visiting. They're also talking about being called here. I get embarrassment from them. That's unusual. So it's kind of like, okay, well, we were called to Earth to be here, and then we made a mistake, and then we landed on Earth. The other part of it is they quickly got themselves off Earth. So they quickly left or disappeared somehow. Does it mean they flew away? No. Does it mean that they had help in shifting dimensions so we couldn't see them? Possibly. Or possibly had backup to make them disappear. Okay, so you were called to Earth for what? To learn, to inspect, to work with others, to help with the human species. Cool. Isn't that cool? I get nothing untoward here. I get nothing. No one is giving me any warnings of any kind with these energies. If anything, I get that they're more on the friendly side. And they're trying to make me laugh. And they're a little embarrassed about falling and landing in Las Vegas. So when you made this mistake and you landed in Las Vegas, did you mean to be recorded and be in the news? Or was that just not on your mind at the time? We knew it was a possibility. We're okay with being recorded. We're okay with what has transpired. They're even talking about that they like that the police officer that was doing the investigative work had a humor about it and was trying to keep things lighthearted. They're saying, please know that we mean no harm. Okay. So how did you make your UFO disappear? Like you landed and then this family saw you. Is this correct? They're doing this. Oh yes, they saw us. Like this is the emotion coming from them. They are saying that we created quite a stir So they really disrupted this family. But at the same time, we made no motion, and we tried to let them know that we mean no harm, because we didn't. Okay? So how did you land? They were seeing you in their backyard, and then you guys just disappeared. How did that happen? So what I do when I tune out and I'm doing remote viewing, I'm going to Las Vegas, I'm looking at the land, the property, and I'm seeing whatever I can see, whatever they want to show me while I'm listening to them. I get a feeling of embarrassment from them again, like they're embarrassed that they accidentally landed on Earth when they didn't mean to. Oh my goodness, you guys are cracking me up. To me, they don't have human skin. To me, it looks like they're very tall. Their skin looks like a gray or a darker kind of gray, but I'm not picking up on gray energy with them. So if we think that we have it all figured out as to how many ETs are out there, we don't, okay? There's Sirian, Arcturian, Pleiadian, Grays, Orion. I mean, and then if we looked at the offshoot of different grays that we even know about, some people in these spiritual groups, they might know of like 100 different grays. But when I ask how many are out there, the word that I receive is endless. Okay, so we don't know. We don't know. We don't know how many, because it just goes on and on and on. So as far as you guys just, okay, I see 2 of them. Is there only 2 of you? Yes. They give me up in my face. They are very tall, at least 8 feet tall, no hair, long limbs. They seem a bit more, well, depends on the species of gray, but if we were to compare them to grays, they're not grays. They seem a bit more, a little bit muscular to me. You're not scrawny, you're more muscular. They're giving me 3 thumbs up. And when I look at their extremities, their hands and their feet, I only see 4 fingers. And it's more like this, if I were to take out my pinky. So it's more like this, 4 on their feet and 4 on their hands. I get a thumbs up. And do you guys use telepathic communication more often, or do you speak with your mouths when you talk to people? Or talk to, not people, but when you talk to each other? Telepathy only. Okay, so I'm only getting telepathy. Okay, and I'm not seeing them move their mouths. They're only using telepathy. Okay. And when I'm looking at their face, it is like big oval eyes. And they don't look like they're blinking to me. I don't see any eyelashes. But again, when I'm looking at their face, I get kindness. I get warmth. I get friendliness from them. I don't get anything else other than that. So how did you guys get off Earth so fast? He says, well, this one is telling me once they realized the commotion that they created when they landed, they simply exited Earth. Simple from their standpoint, but it would take a lot more for us humans to move that quickly. How did you guys move that quickly off Earth? Okay. They're talking about that they're able to get things done a lot quicker than we realize could be done. Okay, so the UFO wasn't damaged, or your light source, your vehicle was not damaged, mildly damaged. What they're showing me is that there was no fire, or there was no a complete ruin of the craft that they were in. It's more like they came down through the sky and more of a bumpy landing. Okay. So how quickly did you make it out of their property or off their land or off Earth? They're taking me to an hour, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, under 20 minutes. Oh, that's pretty fast. And what they're showing me is the UFO. Once they were ready to go, it moved at such a pace that 1 minute it's there and the next it's gone. They moved that fast. So you guys have the technology to move really fast. Correct. This is correct. That's so wild. So what are you doing here around Earth, and how many of your kind are here? So I wait until they answer. You got to think your thought form or your question has to be sent out, and then they're going to listen to it, and then they're going to send a signal back. Any one of us can pick this up from any ET energy if we want to. We've come here to learn more about the human species and to help out and participate with the evolution and the growth here. We understand that there are a lot of changes taking place on Earth at this time, and this is what would be considered more of a difficult time or a time of change. And also I'm getting the word unbalance. So there's a lot of unbalance going on Earth right now. So we're here to help out in any way that we can. And how many of you are here of your kind? They're saying not many. Slight smile kind of feel in that we're kind of new to this. We're new to Earth, and we're new to participating in what's going on here with Earth. Okay. So do you foresee more UFO experiences for people on Earth in the future? As soon as I asked that, they were coming right back at me with, well, at least the government has been more open and honest and forthcoming with the information that they have gathered over the years. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy about that too. So as far as what you see in the future, are there going to be more visitations, more stuff caught on camera? If there are visitations with certain individuals on Earth, it's because their soul agreed to this before incarnating here. And at this time, it's important to know that they're going at a 1 foot in front of the other kind of pace. They're not trying to do things too fast, because many of us here on Earth would not be able to endure a great visitation at this time, and that would spark and create a lot of fear, panic, and pandemonia on Earth. Okay, so they're not going to do anything too big or too fast. It'll be incremental. And for those who stumble upon things that are too great, too much for them, that's when their memory is erased. So there are those instances as well. He's cracking a joke about the family that caught them on the property. He says, except for those who get on the phone and call the authorities really quick and have the police come out really quick and then catch the light source on their body cam. So if things move a bit too quick, we weren't there to erase their memories though. They weren't interested in erasing their memories. And they're talking about they don't do that with other species. They're not interested in erasing a memory. Okay. So that's pretty wild, isn't it, guys? Holy cow. Do you guys have any questions for them? And then once we answer your guys' questions for this ET race that landed in Las Vegas, the next thing I'd like to do is channel the Greys and get some info from them too. So do you guys have any questions for these ETs? Or in general about UFOs or whatever else you want to ask. I'm just going to make my screen a little bigger so I can see your comments. There we go. Hey. All right. So you guys feel free to ask and go, okay. Okay. Oof. Yuck. Most nights. What a bummer. But again, like I knew when I was having health issues, okay, so that was a turbulent time for me. I knew I signed up for that. And I have had conversations with my team about it too. So it's just like if we sign up for some form of discomfort or contrast or suffering of any kind, some of us have signed up for that to learn and grow from. And then, of course, when we talk to our friends about it and we say, listen, something's visiting me, that actually helps to awaken our friends and family, because our friends and family start asking questions. That's why these paranormal programs have come out. All of these different programs have come out, alien type programs. It's to have us become curious and start asking questions, which sparks and starts turning the wheel of awakening on planet Earth. So they play a role. So Andrea has a friend that, they totally are aware of this. That's the first thing I get right out the gate. Everyone is aware of who's visiting your friend, Andrea. Any idea of who's coming to visit her most nights? And are they allowed to come and visit her most nights? Because if they're pestering her, then we need to start setting some boundaries. Okay, so let's just see here. Greetings, visitations, inspections, inspecting her. So why are you inspecting her? It is a part of what she signed up for. Visiting her, inspecting. Okay. And is it, most nights? Don't you think that's a bit much? I mean, I wouldn't be okay with that personally. Like if I signed up for, for an ET race to come and inspect me and visit me, I'd be like, okay, let's go with like once a month or a couple times a year, not like every night. Okay. There's nothing untoward happening here. This has been agreed upon by her soul long before incarnating on Earth. And I don't get that there's any harm that is befalling her either. It's just that she's noticing these energies coming to visit and to inspect her. Okay. Anything else that we want to relay? If she doesn't want us too close or it becomes bothersome for her, she can simply ask and we will step back. So they'll hang outside the house more, or they'll just kind of hang back away from her more to make it more comfortable. And when I'm sensing this energy, I'm not recognizing it. So what type of ET energy is this? Or is it it is an ET energy. Because I'm like, well, maybe this is, to me, it doesn't feel like angels. It doesn't feel like a loved one. It doesn't feel like a spirit guide. It's definitely more ET feeling. And they're telling me that they are ETs. Mm-hmm. It's not one that I recognize. Yeah, it's not. I get that they're a little bit on the shorter side. So they're not 8 feet tall. They're not 7 feet tall or anything like that. I get they're more smaller in stature. Okay. Okay. But I don't get that this is anything here that shouldn't be here or that wasn't agreed upon before her incarnation here. Just going to check in with Archangel Michael. Everything that I have received is accurate. Thank you, dear one. Okay. And if she has any problems with these energies, who is she going to turn to? She can turn to Archangel Michael and he will take care of what needs to be taken care of. If she wants them to step back, not visit as much, not bother her as much, we'll see how far she can push that. Because we do make these agreements before incarnating on Earth. So we do have that agreement in place. But if it's bothering her and it's interrupting her living on Earth, then we can call in some bigger energies to help take care of that and make it easier for her. Okay? A soul contract is what your energy agreed to before incarnating on Earth. Okay? So there's certain things that you wanted to accomplish when incarnating on Earth or visiting here, coming into this body, or also you knew that you would set up some obstacles or hardships for yourself in order to learn and grow from the contrast from that. So one of mine is abandonment. So I've had a lot of experiences with abandonment in my lifetime, and I recognize, okay, so I know that I've set this up, my soul has set this up for me to learn and grow from before incarnating here on Earth. Oh, what a great question. When I see these ETs hanging outside this UFO or their spacecraft in Las Vegas, to me, they're standing outside and they're on either side of the UFO, which is interesting because that is what the people who noticed, the family noticed them standing in their property. Okay. So were you able? Yes, they are able to breathe the air here. So do you guys have like a mask that you had on, or you're just capable of breathing it? Or capable of breathing it? How wild is that? Is that similar to where inside your craft or where you're from? Not the same, but similar, like similar. So wherever they're from, their air quality or whatever their oxygen levels or whatever they're breathing in or not breathing in. Do you guys breathe or do you not? We breathe. They breathe. Yes. Okay. So it's similar, not the same, but similar, conducive. Isn't that wild? Oh, that's a great question, Karen. From your perspective, how are we progressing with ascension here on Earth? We're well on our way. We're further along than what we realize. And many of us here on Earth are not aware of what's going on, but we're still progressing anyways. There is a lifting of frequency taking place with the Earth herself and with many upon her back. However, there are many different chess pieces. This is what I've heard from Spirit before, being played out and moving on Earth, which is creating a disturbance on Earth as well. Don't get wrapped up in the temporary chess moves on Earth. Keep focused on your ascension progress or your ascension journey, your light. Okay, guys, keep your light bright. Keep yourself around high vibrational people, high vibrational experiences. You know, we tend to self-medicate in every which way we can when we're having a hard time. And just remember that over time can kind of cloud or drop your frequency too. You know, when you get high, you can't stay high forever. What happens when you get high? You drop and you go low. Okay. And it creates an imbalance too. But We just do the best we can. I'm not, we're not in a Alcoholics Anonymous class here today. Okay. And what do you see in the future as far as ascension? They're really showing me that we will step off on our own paths and connect with spirit individually rather than through a church or a religion or through the belief systems of others, and we'll feel what feels best or feels right for us. And anything that doesn't will move. We'll just recognize it more easily. Okay. All right. Like you guys have noticed when I've said, I was driving down the road a couple years ago and there's this Mormon church on my left, and I don't think it even matters what church it was. It was just a church, and my guardian angel just gave me a glimpse of the church being leveled, and it was an open parking lot, and letting me know that there's going to be a lot less churches in like 200 years down the road. They won't have the funds and they won't have the interest like they once did. And I know since COVID, many of the members aren't coming in person to church as they once did. They're doing more streaming online church services. So I think that from what I had heard is maybe there isn't as much money coming in because people are just kind of popping in online rather than in person. All right, but we'll see. This is what my guardian angel has shown me. Whereabouts are you guys from? Like, are you guys from a far, far distance away, or like, where are you guys from? They're saying it took them quite a while to get here. There's the use of portals for faster movement, but even with that, they consider their distance further away from Earth. And so how long are you guys going to be around Earth for? Like, are you going to be here for the remainder of my lifetime? Or are you guys going to come and go, that type of thing? Or are you only going to be here a short time? They're saying for the remainder of my lifetime here. Okay. So there's a lot of energies that are bombarding Earth, that are surrounding Earth, that are helping us and are going to be here for a very long time, if we believe in time. All right. Oh, yeah. You've read that there's a lot of sightings in Florida? Yeah, I've read that too. A lot. And you'll notice too, like, areas where there's maybe... and I'm not saying this is Florida, but you'll notice that there's like areas where we have a lot of our weapons, or areas where there's a lot of upheaval or a lot of churning, a lot of people fighting maybe more, or more of a denser frequency, that maybe these areas are being monitored or targeted more so because they're keeping an eye on things. Okay. Ooh. Have you ever had humans come and visit you guys? Or do you guys have any other different types of ETs visit you guys where you are from? No, it's just like kind of, no, not humans. I don't get humans have been there. No, not humans. They're telling me that they prefer to view each race or species, if you will, individually by way of vibrational frequency rather than what they look like. Okay, so we would go 8 feet tall, like, you don't look human, we'd freak out and panic. Whereas I've learned from these guys and from the angels, I would be sensing energetically if it felt okay to be in their presence, and what does their energy feel like, and I would quiet my mind and just see if I was getting a good feel from them rather than what they look like. Now that might be easier said than done. If I really came into contact with an ET, it might be overwhelming and shocking. I'd probably be hiding in the house too. But I would be sensing and feeling their energy to see what they're all about. And I'd be sensing my angels telling me if they're okay to be around or not. And I do that, not in a scary kind of way. I do that all the time. But I've set my boundaries. Everybody knows my boundaries, and nobody crosses my boundaries. Okay? So do you have other ET? Yes. So they're showing me spacecraft coming and going where they reside, and there's different ETs that come and go where they reside for commune. I think this is a communication with each other and visiting each other. Okay. They don't need to see each other face to face to communicate with each other. If they want to communicate with a different species or different ETs or different energies, they can do it easily, telepathically, without being in person with each other. Okay? That's the other thing that they're saying. Okay. So I think where they're from is way far away from Earth. But again, when I sense where they're from, any one of us can do this. It still feels light and comfortable to me. I don't feel nervous or anything untoward. Do you want me to ask that question, La Luna? I can do that if you want. But you have to be okay with the answer. I don't know what the answer is, but I can ask. Okay, you are asking. I see your question there. So, has La Luna had visitations? Yes. Has she? Yes, she has been taken. They're telling me that right out the gate. When you've been taken, the reason why you have been taken is to is like a checkup with you, like checking up, like a checkup. And what is that? Their communication with you, and they're giving you information. They're working with you, helping you. Whew. And it's interesting because it does feel like the mantis, which isn't in frequency, it's a bit more like here, but I'm not scared. I'm not worried one bit. And there's not, like, my heart's not beating fast. I'm not getting any tension in my body. What else are you doing with her? Helping her and relaying information to you and doing checkups with you. Okay. They're seeing what it's like here on Earth through your vessel. So they get a perspective of what it's like on Earth by having you come with them and seeing you. And so are you seeing what it's like to incarnate on Earth through her vessel, with her energy? And I'm getting yes. So that would tell me that you've probably had incarnations as a mantis in other lifetimes. Is this correct? Yes, this is correct. But there's nothing here that is untoward whatsoever. And it's all purposeful. And you'd almost say, like, oh, okay, so maybe it's a meet and greet with some energies that you've had lifetimes with before that are checking up with you and checking up on you. And a lot of them, they may have not had incarnations on Earth. So some of you are like, oh, I'll be a human. I'll take my soul and check this out. And so they're just curious as to how it's going for you as a human on Earth. There's information being gathered as well. Okay. Yeah, definitely mantis. And you know, they're hanging back further away from me, I think, in order not to bother me or startle me in any way. Okay. You guys are awesome. It's amazing how many people have had ET visitations and like taken off Earth, and it's really like as if you could sit here and tell me that there's no ETs. It wasn't even on my mind in the beginning of channeling, but as we've moved along, I'm like, whoo, there are a ton of different ETs out there. You should see some of the stuff I've seen. I mean, some of them look like, one time it looked like a giant crab, the size of a car with a bright red shell and 6 legs. And all they cared about was going about working, collecting, eating. They didn't care about, they didn't have the same kind of consciousness or awareness that we have on Earth. So I think a lot of our souls have come here to Earth for some serious growth. And if you think about one lifetime on Earth, the amount that you learn and grow on one, it's just crazy. That's why you come here, because you have exponential amount of growth in one lifetime. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Yeah. And a lot of times, and Henson, a lot of times, our ET Starseed family members or ET energies that are allowed will come in and they'll start opening our channels of communication, your third eye, your ear chakras, your crown, your throat chakra, to make it easier for communication. I also have friends of mine that have had ET energy working on certain parts of their body, and they can feel it while they're just laying down, and they're helping to heal the body and helping to recalibrate things because things are not working out for them, and they're, you know, tired of being sick, for example. Planets colliding. Andrea's friends having just a dream. So, you know, the thing is it might seem really vivid and real, but also when we get these large ascension waves that wash over the planet, this is the time where I have the most intense, vivid dreams, and they seem pretty real. So when I know that I'm getting bombarded with light frequency, so I have other ascension symptoms happening at the time, I know, okay, I'm not going to take these dreams too seriously, because I know that you got to picture your body doesn't understand what's going on. You're sleeping, you're in a dream state, and you're getting bombarded with light codes, right? So your mind and your body is feeling that, which translates to having really intense dreams. As far as planets colliding with Andrea's friend, just a dream. So I'm not getting that this is something that is going to come to pass or anything that is going to relate to you and me right here and now on Earth. Okay. Okay. All right. So how many years down the road do you think that we're going to have more just open communication and fluid, like visitations where people aren't terrified? It's going to be more in the thousands of years down the road. We're not ready yet. Okay. Now, this doesn't mean that we're not going to have individual visitations that are agreed upon, or even small groups of people that have visitations. and communication. They're talking about we're going to have a lot of gatherings, so spiritual groups that get together and collectively communicate with these energies and may have visitations in physical form. But as far as the entire planet being ready for one big powwow or gathering, that's still down the road thousands of years.